Good morning. How everyone's doing today? God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Michelle Spears Javon. I'm here to give you some news on today. First we're gonna start with now we didn't talk about I talk about the apples so much, but now it seems like they came to some kind of conclusion that it would be a little easier for the flies, for the customers. So they come up with an online dashboard, to help flights delay and cancellation. You know, so the uh, so the new online dashboard help flights navigate flights delay and cancellation. And it is a good idea. I mean, they came up with this right before Labor Day weekend. So they're gonna try to publish, so it can start working for Labor Day. 'Cause it's gonna probably be crowded again, like the Essence for Labor Day. So the passengers is taken to the skies for Labor Day weekend. Will have a new tool to help make sure their trip are smooth, even if there are problems with the flight. So they came up with a solution. Even if you have problems with the flight, this dashboard will still come in place, to help them with the delay and cancellation fee. So the United States Department of Transportation debuted its airline customer service dashboard today, which details airline. They debuted. I mean, it's good to go out to the public. You know, so in the event of controlling the cancellation and delay, remember I told you about it's supposed to help the cancellation and delay within the airline. It's approach such as mechanic. If the plane may have mechanic problems, or staff issues, they still gonna try to deal with that. So airline airfare should drop, 40% in the fall. Hope, so they use this technique. It probably a drop to 40%, in the fall. So that'll be a good thing. That'll be a good thing. Excuse me. So that'll be a good thing. It keep for failures to fulfill obligation, especially to repay the loan, so this pretty much to help for failures to do something required by duty, they it also the group will also represent in the public, represent for the public for the first appearance. You can see this is a new project they're coming out with. So I think that would be a good idea there. And also the dashboard also offer breakdown on how some of the carriers will help customers. So they also offering rebuking, so you have any problem you can rebook booking your flight. They also if this is when you have cancel flight. If you have cancel flight, if you have cancel flight, they offer you meal, and they offer you a hotel, a place to stay for the delay and cancel. A lot of times they would have a delay, and sometimes that was like what 3 or 4 hours. So now if you have a delay, they offer you a meal, and they also offer you a hotel to wait for your flight. So that's a good thing. So that's good they came up with this idea, and we're gonna see how good it will work. So we see dashboard will be a good thing on our behalf, for all the customers. So now this just seems like it's in order. Remember I talked about yesterday, everything should start be placing in order, to try to help all this chaos. So it's just a good idea they came up with this. So we're gonna see how this will work. It seemed like they will have everything mapped out. Thank God for that. So yes, I agree. Passengers um, deserve transparent clarity and a peace of mind. On what to expect from the airline when there is a cancellation or disruptions. So that's a good idea. So if you have canceled flight delay, they offer you food, they offer you a meal, they also offer you a hotel in the time of your wait. So we seem like this would be a good idea, and it came up with this at the right time, on Labor Day weekend. So this dashboard collects that inform in one place, so travelers can easily understand their rights. So once you go online, and you apply for all this, it will let you know your rights that you have when you're applying for this dashboard. Compare airline practice and make information decision. So when you pull it out, you can see everything else that's on there. Your rights and any kind of information that you need to know. So the department will continue to support passengers and is hold the airline responsibilities for customer obligation. So the department, they will support passengers. To make sure all this stuff come to place. And airline responsibility for the customer. So when this do take place, the department will make sure everything um come in place what they say it was supposed to do. They're gonna make sure it's happening. So they're gonna make sure it meet up all the obligation that it said it was supposed to do. So that's a good thing. So you have FAA came in place, and they is provide for safety, affected, the system in the world. So FAA, they came in place and they seek a feedback on the airline on the sea size. So everything, they're trying to make sure everything fall in place for this new product that they're coming out with. You know, and they plan to publish this dashboard before Labor Day, and that's this weekend. So that's a good thing. They came up with this at the right time, Labor Day weekend. So encourage them to improve their customer service. And I just talked about that yesterday. Customer service. Have to be improved. Customers playing, they're spending money. And spending so much money for their luggage and everything. They had to come up with something to please the customers. So this is a good idea that they came up with. And I hope the customer will be pleased, and I hope this suit everything that they set out to do. So the plans and by default offering flies are placed to compare carriers. So I'm sorry, normally be organized. Uh, so the default, in case they have any failures to fulfill any obligation, especially to repay loan or anything that may happen, that they have to pay, money back or stuff like that. So they here to in case they have any failure, because they have this is a new product and they have to make sure everything falls through. So now we see that they came up with an online dashboard, collectible before Labor Day, which is a good thing, to for travelers, it seemed like it will help navigate flights delay and cancellation. So it says supposed to help that, but if they have a delay in cancellation, they will provide a meal and a hotel for your wait. So we will see how this tools will help. It seems good for right now. Seems like everything will be smooth, even if they have a problem. So even if they have a problem, they say they have a solution for the problem. They're trying to please the customers. So control now, to control certain stuff that they may not be able to control with the airplane, like mechanic, staffing issues, but they will try to still try to maintain it as possible to make sure this dashboard work. So we also um, they also will have customers and rebooking off and offering meals and hotel vouchers. So that's a good thing. To have mechanic with issues with the plane staffing issues or delay in cancellation, to have a solution to still please the customer with a hotel voucher and offering a meal, rebooking your flight. So they will still try to please the customer even if you have any kind of problems. So it seems like this online dashboard is a good idea for right now. It seems like everything will be seem like it will be placed in order. So because everything has to be in order for to make things work. Because if nothing in order, you have so much chaos. So it would be good if they can publish it before Labor Day, this Labor Day weekend. So that's what they're trying to do. So they get so many people involved to make sure this is a good plan before it come out. So on our dashboard also plan to offer meals, hotel, flights, and for cancellation. You know, so that's good. They're taking care of the customers. When they have a problem or any kind of issue. So everything seems like it will be in order, which is a good thing. So that's on the new product that they came out with for the customers. So now we're gonna talk about a woman that was stuck in a gym and on a equipment 3 o'clock in the morning. She was working out. So a woman forced to call 911 after getting stuck in the gym equipment. So use the athlete machinery with caution. So anybody that's in the gym working out, and she must have was the only one in the gym. Just be careful using that equipment. Especially if you're in there by yourself. So she was supposed to call 911 to help her out of a situation. The workout failed. The machine, where the equipment that she was on had failed. And showing her that she was on the video. Because they had cameras in the place, so they showed the video. They showing that she was hanging upside down. She was hanging upside down on a piece of exercise equipment. So during a tape night gym seasoning 3 o'clock in the morning. So the woman attempting to pull herself up to just the second video. They're showing her trying to pull herself up to flip around on the equipment to no event. She couldn't do it. So then she knew she was stuck. So when she tried to prevent herself around and it did not want to do it, that's when she realized she was stuck. So luckily, I'm gonna tell you what was a blessing with her. All y'all, most of y'all that's wearing the Apple Watch, it's a good thing. It was a good thing. So she was exercising, but she had the Apple Watch on her own. So luckily, she was wearing an Apple Watch, which helped her to get in contact with the emergency services dispatch. So if she wouldn't have had that watch on her own, she would have been stuck up there until they opened the door the next morning. I mean, the same morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. But a few hours later, the workers and everything would have came in, and then she would have been hanging, and that's not good to be hanging upside down. For a long period of time. Didn't say how long she was hanging, but by her having the Apple Watch on her wrist, that will help her to call 911. If she would have had the Apple Watch on her wrist and her cell phone was down in her bag, she would have been hanging up there upside down until the workers came in that morning. You know, so everyone that have their watch, it's a good thing that you have that watch. It come in handy. So if anybody that's working out, either you working, walking, wear that watch, wear that watch. I might give me one. I might give me one because it's a lifesaver. Even when you're being attacked or something, go on, just hit the little button on your little watch. You call the police while you being attacked. So I think that's a good idea for everyone to start getting an Apple Watch, phone. So now the police did arrive and pull her down, and thank God she was safe. And she wasn't hurt badly because she was upside down, and that's not good because all her blood flowed all the way down to her head. So now we see the Apple Watch came in handy for her to call 911. To all workers, all that work out in the gym, or anybody that's walking. A lot of times you see you at City Park walking, or anywhere you just walking, doing your little workout. We see that Apple Watch came in handy. So I advise everyone. I'm gonna give me one. I advise anyone get that Apple Watch. If you have an emergency, even when you're being attacked, the attacker ain't gonna know what you're doing. You just be tapping on your little watch and stuff. He thinking you trying to see what the time is, and all the while you calling 911. So I think the Apple Watch will come in handy. I advise everyone to get one, including myself, and will try to get me one. So even if you walking, especially you walking, by yourself, y'all were walking on the hills and stuff like that, and city park, and a lot of time I've been seeing y'all walking by yourself in the woods and all that kind of stuff. Get you that Apple Watch. In case anything happen while you walking and running your journey, you can die while 911 while you running. So I think that come in handy. So one, using the equipment with caution. You have to be careful. If you inside a gym and you working out and you get on any one of those equipment, please be careful. Be careful. You see what happened? Her machine had went out. It didn't even want to turn around no more. It kept her upside down when she tried to bring it back to where it's supposed to go. I don't know what machine it is because I don't work out. But she did. That's when she realized she was stuck. She couldn't get it back into the position that it's supposed to be. So two, wear a Apple Watch. We see that come in handy. She probably had her phone in her bag on the floor. But while she had her Apple Watch on upside down, she still was able to call 911. So three. Now we see with her that she had the Apple Watch on, and she was able to call 911. So we're gonna thank God that the police arrived in time enough for her not to have to go straight to the hospital. Because your blood, she probably wasn't upside down for a long period of time, because that's not good. Your blood rushing all the way to your head. So, and she was safe. Time the police got there, they got her down. She was safe. For all who work out in the gym, be careful. Be careful in the gym. Be careful using the equipment and stuff. And I don't know if she was trying to go 3 o'clock in the morning before she go to work. But if nobody else not in that gym that time of morning, I advise anyone not to be in the gym by yourself. Past 10 o'clock. Don't be in the gym by yourself. Try to go before it closed where they have people in there. So if the machine, any one of the machine go out, you have one of the workers there to come and fix it and, get you down. But you have to be careful if you go to the gym by yourself, because if you get stuck like this woman did, the machine just went crazy and just stopped. There's no one there to help you if you don't have an Apple Watch on your wrist. So we also talk about this new thing that Apple came up with before Labor Day weekend, an online dashboard. It's very will be very helpful. It eliminates some of the all the sometimes you might have delay and cancellation. But they fix it where too much you won't have too much of delay and cancellation. When you do have a problem or issue, they will try to fix it as soon as possible. So it'll be controllable. That's what they're saying. Even if you have cancellation delay, it will be controllable. Even if you have mechanical problem, sometimes the plane may have mechanical problems. staff issues. We still, you still gonna have all these issues, but some kind of way, and with this dashboard, everything will still fit in, and still work out. And down the line, you will still have delay and cancellation sometimes. It's not gonna be perfect, smooth, but they're trying to work it out some kind of way and try to please the customers. So even if you have delay and cancellation, they offer you a free meal. They offer you a voucher for the hotel. For the delay or cancellation. So you'll have somewhere at a hotel to lay your head until your flight arrive again. You know. So I guess they'll give them a set time to come back, but in the meantime, you'll be able to rest instead of being parked up in the airport, um, waiting for 3 and 4 hours on the next flight. So that's a good idea. They came up with that, and so we will see how this will break out. So we also talk about the woman that was in the gym 3 o'clock in the morning, and she was on one of the machines that's go around. So when it ran around for her to be hanging upside down, it didn't want to come back to what it was supposed to go back to, and that's when she realized she was stuck. And lucky she had her Apple Watch on her wrist, she was able to call 911 for help. So we don't didn't say how long she was hung upside down, but thank God the police arrived, got her down, and she was safe. And they said nothing about she had to go to the hospital. So that means she wasn't hung upside down for a long period of time. And so I also say for everyone who in the gym, be careful with these equipment. Try not to go by yourself, and if you go by yourself, make sure you have an Apple Watch on your wrist. Because this machine, we saw how it just stopped on her. She was spent around and didn't want to spin back around. So you got to be careful on these machines. And try to go to the gym when the workers is there. And if you do have feel like everybody go to the gym a different time of their schedule, of their work schedule. That probably her work schedule. She probably had got off from work, or she either had to do workout before she go to work. So however your schedule is, and if you feel like you can't get to the gym while the workers is there, and if you have to go while they close, make sure you have an Apple Watch on your wrist. And just be careful. Just be careful. Test the machine out before you get on. But there's some kind of button you can press to see if it's gonna spin around without stopping. Some kind of way test the machines out, or don't even try to get on that kind of machine if the workers is not there. So if the workers not there, I advise y'all not to get on that kind of machine. Just get on the running thing, pick up the little weights or whatever, but don't try not to get on the spinning around machine if no one not in the gym for your safety. So that's all the short news I have for y'all all today. Y'all have a blessed day, and I see y'all on the next video.